Four African teams in the FIFA Club World Cup 2025. All four of them get knocked out in the group stages, and none of them manage to advance to the last 16 of the FIFA Club World Cup 2025. What does this say about African football? What does it say about the growth or the gap between Africa and Europe? Could it be that we are very, very far behind, or it's just those minor mistakes that can still be corrected and we be able to compete? Well, it's all over in Miami, Hard Rock Stadium. Mamelodi Sundowns could not be able to score a goal and advance against Fluminense, which then means that the last hope for Africa, Mamelodi Sundowns, is now out. Just stay and do not be out. This is my views, my expressions. Hlala nathi, subscribe, share, tshela nabangazi ukuthi we are here and sekuphathele okungaphathwa abaningi. Ngelami igama Siboniso Sizo wakwamnikazi Sibongo, and as usual angami ngedwa amana coach Mphela.
Hola Sizo mfowethu. Ade ngagcina.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, man. I'm back by popular demand.
I see you are back by by popular demand. Abantu bathi hey ubuyile lo plamba lona. But your tone, your energy is very down.
The energy is down because of what I've just witnessed. I wanted the team to win. I wanted Sundowns to win. I wanted Sundowns to win for Africa. I just wanted them to go to the last 16. Yeah, they were going. Very Sundowns was not going. No African team were going to win the World Cup. So since Sundowns was the last hope, at least go to the next stage, last 16. So that's why I'm a little bit disappointed. But yeah, we take it on the chin. We hope we will learn as an African continent. We'll learn because the levels, you could say that the levels are not the same. Although the gap is not that too much. The gap, and I can tell you now for free, the gap is not too much for us, South America and Europe, because we can compete with those guys. It's just that there are things that we need to improve here in Africa, tactically, to be disciplined. African teams, they've been conceding a lot of goals. Okay, even European teams, yes, they do concede, but not when you're comparing Africa, we're conceding a lot of goals, which is uncalled for. So we need to develop in things tactically and the discipline. And other things, maybe resources, having a VAR. The players need to play under those circumstances. If all African teams can have a VAR, I think it could help and improve the game. And also these rules that we've seen being applied to USA of wasting time, those 8 seconds thing of Chipazes and Ron Williams. So those things will assist. If those things they can be taken to African football, I think the African football can improve a lot. And another thing, another aspect, the players, if you can export maybe more players to Europe so that they can play in this highest level, so it can help them to help the African continent to improve, not only in Club World Cup but also even in the AFCON will be on a different level. Even when you're going to the USA next year, it will be different because now they're used to this, because this experience that has been taken by Sundowns and Al Ahly and Esperance, it will come and help Africa. And also Sundowns, they will help the national team, because I've saw around 7-8 players that are the starting lineup of the national team. So it will help the national team going to AFCON. It will also help the national team next year going to FIFA World Cup. So yes, it's not all is lost. Some lessons need to be learned, and then we keep moving.
Well, we hear you, and not all is lost, and there is something that we learned from this game. I think one of the things that we learned from these games is that we really, really need to invest as far as infrastructure is concerned and the players are concerned. If you look at the market gap between the African teams and those teams from Brazil, from Europe, it's huge. But let's come back to this. Mamelodi Sundowns 0, Fluminense 0. Just take us through the game, first half and the second half. How did you make of the game?
Fluminense, they approach the game with the 4-2-3-1. They just first 15 minutes, first 15, 20 minutes, they just suck up the pressure. And then Sundowns was all over, they suck up the pressure. After that, they wanted to play in moments. They just came out of their shell around 25 minutes or something when they were having ama crosses, especially on the Divine Lunga side. That number 21 was just a thorn in the flesh on the Divine Lunga. Because when Divine Lunga was trying to overlap, that guy was always wanting to expose him, and then which led to set pieces, more set pieces, especially in the first half for Fluminense. And then they were when they were crossing or when they were having set pieces, they were becoming very dangerous for Sundowns. But other than that, there were no much chances for Fluminense. Fluminense started to be on the game after 30 minutes, after that cooling break, and then you could see that, oh, now they've been told something. Then now they must be aggressive and just go at the Sundowns. So they've been sucking a pressure, and then they were going to Sundowns. Then Sundowns, they approach the game with the same with the 4-3-3. Yeah. And then where we saw Sundowns was having a lot of possession, but they were having first 10 minutes having that verticality, first 10, 15 up to 20 minutes, creating 3-4 chances. Matthews getting my chances, and then they couldn't capitalize.
You got one chance.
Yeah, but they were half chances. We could see that, okay, Sundowns, they were having a mindset that they want to go and win the game. They wanted to win the game first 10 minutes, so you could see that the tactic was that make sure that you go score their first, and then after that you will play your normal game. So when the minutes went to 20 minutes and Sundowns they couldn't score, and now Fluminense started to gain momentum, especially after that cooling break. So that was it for first half. So Sundowns, the Umkoena was just desperate, trying to shoot from outside the box, but Fluminense was so disciplined at the back, the way they were managing the spaces, because Sundowns didn't find any chances, especially after 15 minutes. They didn't find any chances, no clear-cut scoring opportunities. Beside that, especially that Matthews chance. And then the game went to his second half. When the game went to his second half, and then Sundowns, they approached the game, they also wanted to impose their style of play even more now. So they were just building from the back, and then they were very slowly, no sense of agency. It's like they were winning. But they tried to penetrate, but they didn't find anything, because this thing of Sundowns not crossing, for me, it kills them. And then at the later stages, they're having a Masab, having Abo Sales, Abo Letlako, Abo Shalolile.
Maybe before we go to the substitution, sorry to cut you there, because I'm looking at what you're saying about the style of play, because it's something that Sundowns have been doing thus far. On the last 150 games, Sundowns only lost 10 games. And this is the style of play that they've been playing for a while. So it's either they're playing in the PSL or in the CAF Champions League. They've been playing like they played with Club World Cup. So you're saying now they must change the style of play, as you're mentioning as well, the sense of agency, because Sundowns, when they start the ball, they start from the back and rotate the ball, calmly moving forward.
I'm not saying they must change, but I'm saying they must have a sense of agency. They must know that the final product is to go and score. Go there and bury their chances, because at the end of the day, when the match ends, it should be You look at the scoreboard. Oh, the scoreboard says they lost because Sundowns have been dominating the possession in all the 3 games, but the results are not there. So what's also important is this thing of result. So, but you could see that this thing is recurring. Mina ngikade ngaqala ukuba worried about this. Firstly, I started to be worried mina in the last 5 PSL matches, PSL games, because when this coach came, I felt in love with him because I could see that this coach knows how to close the game and grind the result at all costs. So now the last 5 games, Sundowns was playing the way they playing, and then they were getting the results 2-0, 3-0, 2-0, 3-0, 2-0, 3-0, and then I could see that this is Sundowns, and then they went to Champions League. They went with the very same thing, and then they didn't win at home. They went away, they played it the very same way. No, I could see, because Champions League has proven beyond reasonable doubt that you will never win a Champions League if you don't play with crosses. We will never win a Champions League if you don't play with the set pieces, if you don't use your capitals on set pieces. And only to find that Sundowns is very weak on the crosses and dealing with the second balls and also on, dealing with the blind spot. Dortmund exposed Sundowns with those weaknesses I always preach. So, and then going to the World Cup, after that game, China, and then the second game after Dortmund, when Dortmund updated, Amastita saying no, Sundowns, they won our hearts, we won the match. I knew that, okay, even next game we're not winning, because Sundowns will be continuing and playing the very same thing. Little did I know, they came back with the very same, even more now, not knowing the table. The scoreboard, the time is ticking. It's 70 minutes. You still wanting to play very slow progression. It's very easy to play for a Sundowns. Just close them here in the midfield, force some turnover on the midfielders, and then hit them on the count. You come back, you manage just the spaces. Maybe you defend with the 5. You close to show them the line, because Sundowns won't cross. Even when they pass you, they can dribble you. They don't have wingers that are skillful for you to dribble them. It's only Mtao. But now, when you cutting supply, Mtao will not get behind the defense. Even when he gets there, he won't cross. After that, he will go back. He will go backwards, and then Sundowns will want to do a penetration in the midfield. So Sundowns is very dangerous when it comes to transition. When they will make it turnover in the middle of the park, when the repair will accelerate explosively, the Sundowns will hurt you. But other than when Sundowns is playing in front of you, they won't do anything. So that's what happened even today, because Fluminense was just managing the game. First, in the second half,
the substitutions.
First 25 minutes, Sundowns was there. You could say, Sundowns wanted to play, but there is nothing in the final third. There are no box entries. There are no shots at goal. Let alone on target. There are no shots at goal. It's corner kick. Now they are not effective. All the corner kicks, the Fluminense, they are defending them very well, and yet on the other side, the Fluminense owner is forcing set pieces on the Sundowns, and then we always know that Sundowns won't be able to become shaky, because whenever Fluminense is attacking. So that was just a game. Second half, because Fluminense was just managing the game, because even when they got a turnovers and they didn't want to go on transition, because they were just wasting time. But Sundowns is seeing that now. Sundowns is putting Abo Shalulile. Now Sundowns end up playing from 4-4-2. Diamond, they ended up playing 4-4-2. Now the standard 4-4-2. They have Shalulile, they have Urenas there in front. But still, Sales became the winger.
Okay.
He was the winger. It was not 4-3-3. He was there on the right wing. Litlak on the left wing, and then it was Adams and Allende in the midfield. So when you're playing 4-4-2, standard one, you cannot play 4-4-2 without doing a cross. I didn't see even one cross. I saw the only cross that went in front of the goals. It was from Divine Loop. After that, there was no cross. There was nothing. As I said, there were no box entries. Usharele maybe touched the ball twice. Maybe in a corner in his own half. I didn't see him impacting the game in an opposition half. So, man, this football, okay, it's good for the brand, but the whole Africa, they wanted the results. So if you keep on playing, even on the additional time, you still want to start the ball from the back, building very slow. Divine Lunga, you waste more than 15 seconds to restart the ball. I think even psychologically, they were no longer there on the game, because Fluminense, they were just defending very well, and then they frustrated them because second half, they were just nowhere to be seen, but they made sure that they were managing the game, managing the crucial spaces for Sundowns not to get in behind their defense, and then that was it.
Well, that's just about it. And even on our side, Mamelodi Sundowns could not be able to advance. Sundowns was the last hope for the African teams, but we did it. I wouldn't like to individualize the players, because you speak about Matthews, you speak about the chances that he missed, but there are other players that made errors quick immediate man, of which should those errors not have been done, ngabe Sundowns ya manager ukuwina.
Man, I am very angry. Williams, it did those mistakes, but today you could see that he improved, right? Umkwena did those mistakes of having a 10 overs. Today you could say, okay, he improved. It was just that yellow card that he got in the first 10 minutes, and then you could see that he was clumsy there. Now let's talk about the big elephant that is in the house, Umateu. My big problem is that the coaches in the whole Africa, all of us, we can see that the weakest link here in Sundowns is Umateu. My biggest worry, 4 consecutive games. The game here in Pretoria, the guy 33 minutes, the guy was tired. That's why he's holding his knees. You substitute him. Next game, second leg, you put him again. He give you 4 goals. You go there overseas. You bring him back. The guy is having a speed. The guy is having aggression. The guy doesn't have a final product. The guy is always lose the balls. The guy is always making fouls. The guy is not giving anything. No final product. Whenever you go, you see them, they're going maybe one-on-one with an opponent. Maybe they zoomed out. You know, whenever they pass metals, lost of a position. It's a turnover. The team is under pressure, creating set pieces. Even today, he created a set piece. I think that was a shot, the first shot of Fluminense on target. You could see that the guy. So I don't know why the coach, the analyst, they don't. Okay, maybe the analysts, they see all these things, but the coach keep on playing. As a veteran, I'm even preferring Musales rather than Umetus. Umetus is giving the team 4 goals, and then the guy is playing 70 minutes, the whole 70 minutes. How sometimes they shoot themselves on the foot. No, sometimes it has the quality. They could match those guys. Sometimes could match Dortmund. Sometimes was matching. I was even beyond them. Or these Chinese US something.
Koreans.
Yes. Yeah, it's China, Baba. China now. Yes. But Sundowns, they just decision making sometimes, because the only thing, I didn't have a problem with the lineup. The only problem that I have, it was just to Matthews. Even on the last game, I said the same thing. I was watching the game saying the very same thing. Even today, bring Wole Clark umfethu. They must get Lukuzane. Game cham. They've shown you that it came last time. You could see that the guy is hungry. He provided an assist with that less than 10 minutes that he got. When you stay with Matthews, that doesn't give you anything. Nothing. There is no space behind the defense, but you're keeping to play Matthews. I mean, I'm very angry about this thing of Matthews.
Coach,
why?
Let's close.
Let's
close. Calm down, Coach. FIFA Club World Cup 2025, Africa is done. So now FIFA Club World Cup 2029, we already know Pyramids is there. 2026, whoever's going to win the CAF is going to be there. 2027 is going to be there, and 2028. So now you have to win CAF Champions League for you to book your space there. Is Mamelodi Sundowns going to the CAF to the FIFA Club World Cup 2029?
Big no. A very big no. Unless maybe Obo Al they win it twice. Maybe they take, maybe it's the points for someone who played the finals. Yes, but if you're saying Sundowns playing this way, the way they're playing, then you're thinking they will be winning Champions League. There is no way. No way. Sundowns that doesn't have a sense of urgency. Sundowns that doesn't do crosses. Sundowns that is not good on set pieces. Defending set pieces is not good. Dealing with them second balls, they are not good. And then you're thinking you're going to win the Champions League. No way.
But Sundowns got many points than any other African team that was playing in the FIFA Club World Cup.
Yes, because of maybe the opposition that they were facing. But let alone, yes, it's good. Sundowns have been dominating the possession. But for me, it's stupid. The possession without the result, for me, it's pointless and it's nothing.
Let's hope they come back and correct those shortcomings that you mentioned.
They won't correct them. They won't correct them.
How?
Because everybody is hyping Mamelodi Sundowns websites of Armando Kuzan of all the worlds. They hyping Sundowns. So Sundowns, it means they will continue with their way because they saying whenever we lose, we must lose in our own. Yeah, we must not lose our soul. 0 shots on target, no box entry, no. The only thing, second half, it was that Ribeiro shot outside the box that deflected. Other than that, there is nothing, 0, nothing, no sense of agency. We don't want to go. Not even our philosophy, South African football philosophy. The third principle there is Pagat. Whenever we play, we must play in order to score, because at the end of the day, we look at the scoreboard. Who won? This thing of possession without scoring and creating goal scoring, possession in your own half. Come on, somebody. Spending more than a minute, you're staying in your own half, but you want to score, you're trailing. You know that you want the results.
One thing I'm sure about is that Mamelodi Sundowns is proud of how they played, and we as South Africans, we are proud of Mamelodi Sundowns so that they managed to get there and be able to get the points that they managed to get. Hopefully, we'll see them on the next one, and they will win the CAF Champions League. I truly believe that Mamelodi Sundowns will win it. But that's just about it from us at My Views, My Expressions. Thank you so much for being with us since the beginning of the season. We're probably going to come back and talk about the signings and what is happening on the league. So maybe it's not a goodbye for now.
Yeah, there are many things
to talk about.
Yeah, there are many.
There's a Cape Town City that went to Ehlati.
Yeah, there's Oakwood College that came. There is Amazulu that released more than 10 players. There is
Durban City.
Fired the coach, and then my sources are telling, hey, this thing of sources now.
What are your sources saying?
Gavin Hart is going there.
With Durban City?
Yes. So the Friday nights will be that Gavin Hart's boring football. There are many things that are happening. Chippo United, more than 10 players that they've axed. Pirate is signing yes, more than 10 players now. So it means players it is.
Oh, Sipombuli, Orlando Pirates.
Yes.
The coach, what's his name? Pirates coach.
Watu. Yeah.
They said it was going to be Rulani, Amafans. What happened with that team?
You know football. We all understand that Rulani didn't go there because we could see that Pirate wanted to continue it. We could see that Rulani wanted to go with the technical staff, so of which Pirate they had another vision to continue with the way the things were. So they wanted somebody that, and then another thing we need to notice these things in the media. Everybody, there is not even one journalist that could see this thing coming.
Yeah.
Now Pirates have signed maybe 6 players, but can you remind me? It's not Olokwai, Bambutum, and all these guys, Mbule, all these guys. Can you get any fee? Any fee? Do you know any fee? Maybe 10 million, 3 million. What do you know?
Nothing.
Anything? Nothing. 0. Oh, why?
So our Sundowns are Puma.
Hey, I don't know.
Sometimes the first time they sign a
today's
player.
things. Sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
Another thing. Even when the journalists are reporting, there is a player in South Africa that is wanted, that has been offered 1 million euros, but the father of the player has been saying vocally that he wants the player to play abroad. But it's very difficult. It's very difficult here in South Africa. You don't know the Africans, you don't know anything. Everybody's being dribbled. Everybody's being dribbled. No one sees anything that is coming. So,
but we know that Josale is watching almost 65 million.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm sad. But first, from me, I'm to company thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, share, channel. We are here. But for now, we are out of here.